They call it the Sea of Death. Locals whisper that it is a place where you go in, but you never come out. From the vantage point of a satellite, it looks like a colossal burn mark on the skin of the planet, a golden void stretching across the heart of Central Asia. This is the Taklamakan. It is not just a desert, it is an ocean of silence, a shifting, breathing entity the size of Germany, composed entirely of dust and bone-dry sand. To stand at its edge is to stand at the precipice of the absolute. Before you lies a horizon that does not exist, blurred by heat haze and the curvature of the earth. The silence here is heavy. It presses against your eardrums, a physical weight broken only by the sound of your own blood rushing through your veins. There are no birds, there are no insects, there is only the wind and the endless rolling architecture of the dunes. This is the second largest shifting sand desert on Earth. Note the word shifting. The geography here is not fixed. It is fluid. Maps are useless because the landmarks move. These massive dunes, some rising 300 meters into the air like golden pyramids, are constantly migrating. Driven by the relentless northern winds, they crawl across the basin floor, swallowing everything in their path. Ancient ruins, old riverbeds, the footprints of travelers, all are erased within hours. The Taklamakan is a landscape that refuses to remember its past. But to understand this hellscape, you must look up. The desert is a prisoner, locked in a geological cage. To the south rise the Kunlun Mountains, to the west the Pamirs, to the north the celestial peaks of the Tian Shan. These are some of the highest walls on Earth, snowy sentinels that scrape the stratosphere. They block the moisture-laden winds from the Indian Ocean and the Arctic. They starve this basin of rain. The mountains look down on the desert like cold, indifferent gods, watching the land below bake in a thirst that has lasted for millions of years. The heat here is violent. In the summer, the surface temperature of the sand can boil an egg in minutes. The air shimmers, creating phantoms, lakes of blue water that dance on the horizon, promising salvation, only to vanish into dry salt flats as you approach. It is a psychological torture chamber where the eyes betray the mind. Yet, this land of fire holds a paradox that defies logic. When winter descends, the Taklamakan sheds its skin of fire and puts on a cloak of ice. In a phenomenon that looks like a glitch in the simulation of reality, the temperature plunges to 20, sometimes 30 degrees below zero. Heavy clouds roll over the dune fields and snow begins to fall. The visual is jarring, pure white snow blanketing the deep ochre sand. It looks extraterrestrial, like the surface of a rogue planet drifting through deep space. The patterns of the dunes are highlighted in high contrast, a zebra-striped world of frost and grit. For a few fleeting days, the Sea of Death becomes a frozen wonderland, silent and suspended in time until the sun returns to reclaim its territory. Beneath this lethal surface, however, there is a pulse. Deep underground, beneath the crushing weight of the sand, flows a phantom ocean. Meltwater from the surrounding glaciers seeps down, trapped in the basin, unable to flow to the sea. It gathers in hidden aquifers, ancient water that has not seen the light of day since the Stone Age. Where this water rises near the surface, it creates the desert's most haunting spectacle, the forests of the asterisk, Populus Euphratica asterisk. These are not normal trees, they are the warriors of the botanical world. They twist and gnarled their trunks into agonizing shapes, defying the salt and the drought. The locals have a saying about these trees. They live for 1,000 years, they die for 1,000 years, and they stand for 1,000 years. Walk through a grove of dead poplars and you are walking through a graveyard of giants. The trees, stripped of their bark by the sand-blasting wind, stand like bleached skeletons against the blue sky. The wood is so dry, so hardened by the sun that it does not rot. It simply endures. They stand in twisted poses of agony and defiance, a testament to life's stubborn refusal to be extinguished. It is a scene of tragic beauty, a natural monument to resilience in the face of annihilation. But the true master of this domain is the wind. The locals call it the Karaburan asterisk, the black hurricane. When it wakes, the sky turns purple, then black. A wall of dust, kilometers high, advances like a tsunami. It blocks out the sun completely at noon, plunging the world into a terrified twilight. The sand screams as it flies, a high-pitched hiss that can strip the paint off a vehicle and scour the skin from bone. In the heart of a black buran, there is no up or down, no north or south. There is only the chaotic fury of the earth rearranging itself. When the storm clears, the world is new. The topography has changed. Valleys have become hills. Hills have become flats. It is as if the desert has rebooted itself. Venturing deeper into the center of the void, the isolation becomes absolute. This is one of the furthest points on land from any ocean. It is the pole of inaccessibility. Here, the geology becomes bizarre. You find the Yardangs, strange, wind-sculpted fleets of rock that look like grounded ships or ruined castles. Carved by eons of high-velocity grit, they whistle in the breeze, producing ghostly notes that float over the empty quarter. It is a natural organ played by the atmosphere, singing a dirge for a land without listeners. And then there is the night. Sunset in the Taklamakan is a violent collision of color. The sand turns blood red and then violet, then an inky, bruised blue. As the heat radiates back into space, the cold rushes in like a physical blow, and the stars appear, because there is no humidity, no light pollution, and no city for 1,000 kilometers. The sky here is a window into the infinite. The Milky Way does not just streak across the sky, it dominates it, casting a shadow on the dunes. You can see the dust lanes of the galaxy, the birthplaces of stars hanging over the death of the Earth. Under this cosmic dome, the silence returns, absolute and profound. It is a silence so deep it feels like the pause before the end of the world. To travel through the Taklamakan is to witness the Earth stripped of its hospitality. It is a reminder that our planet is not entirely ours. There are places where biology is an unwanted guest, where the elements play out a violent drama of erosion and endurance that has nothing to do with us. The sea of death does not care if you survive. It does not care if you marvel at its snow-capped dunes or weep at its heat. It simply is. It is a vast golden mirror reflecting the indifference of the universe, waiting for the wind to turn the page and bury everything in sand once again.